Yeah! Hey guys, alright, just before the show starts, I wanted to let you guys know that my fight against cancel culture is still happening. Please go to the description below. There's a link titled Support My Fight Against Cancel Culture. If you want to help my fight, please consider giving a bit of a donation. All the information's in that link. With that being said, enjoy the show.
Hello, welcome to Monday Whinedown. I'm unofficially taking over from Morning Shots, 5 o'clock slot while he's gone. Yeah, like I said, unofficially taking over Morning Shot Ramon Cabinet's slot. Because we didn't agree to it. It's not like I told him, hey man, I'm gonna, I just did it because I can. And I thought it would be fun. And for those who maybe want something at 5 p.m. to talk to someone, why not me, right? And I promise you I'm going to try and be as informative as possible and at the same time entertaining. I do have some interesting topics to talk to you guys about today in current South African affairs. So I'm going to try my best to deliver the news. I may not be as sufficient as Ramon is. And at the end of the day, I think we all miss him. So, but I'm going to try. I do have some things, like I said, that I would like to discuss with you guys. So if you're new to my channel, please consider giving it a bit of a subscribe. Don't, because I might, depending on how today goes, I might do another one tomorrow. We'll see. And then also don't forget to give it a like. That'd be very nice of you. And consider supporting my channel by giving me or becoming a member to my channel. That'd be great. Thank you very much. For as little as 10 Rand. I am cheaper than Ramon. Like, come on, 10 Rand. Really nothing. 10 Rand a month. It's literally it. So yeah. And look who's joining. This is awkward. Hello, Ramon. This is awkward because I didn't know you'd be watching. But we do miss you, Ramon. And I have a surprise. I'll say this now. I am planning a little bit of a surprise for Ramon tomorrow or Wednesday. He doesn't know this yet, but he will be part of this show tomorrow or Wednesday. He doesn't know how. He doesn't know anything yet about it, but I'm working out something, and I'll leave it there. So yeah. So where's the wine? Yeah, I have wine, but I'm not drinking this early in the day, so to speak. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys can let me know what you want to talk about, but I do have things that I want to talk about now. For those of you who don't know, there's been a push for a second wave, right? I don't know if anybody's been following the headlines or what's been happening in the news, but there's been a lot of talk about second wave. Oh, we should be scared of the second wave. The second wave is imminent. And I have a few clips to show you guys that I found today. First off, this news clip is kind of funny because they interviewed people, every average, for lack of a better term, average Joe people, and basically asking their opinion about, what do you think of a second wave? What do you think of a lockdown happening again? That kind of thing. And this is what some of the people had to say. There's only 3 of them. It's a very short clip. But pay attention to what the first guy says. Here we go.
With more than 1,475 reported deaths, the new hotspots are public gatherings and places of entertainment.
In the clubs, there's no corona. The only corona we get is from out there. There's no corona in the clubs, so Ramaphosa must just relax. Yeah, bona.
Going to level 5 would be best because the numbers of coronavirus are increasing rapidly.
We should comply to the rules, put our mask on, even though I don't have my mask on right now. But then, yeah, we should put our mask on, sanitize, keep the social distancing as possible. Yeah, but then level 5 is not a solution. It's not a solution.
So they basically got 3 people to give their opinions about lockdown. But did you notice what the first guy said? Corona is not in the clubs. That's a thing, apparently. Corona is not in the clubs. So apparently, Corona doesn't like to be around the clubs, doesn't like drinking. Apparently, it doesn't like the beach, or it's at the beach. I can't remember. What was that thing in? I think apparently it festers maybe in the beach, on the sand especially. We know this. It also it supports BLM because it's not at any of the protests. It's also not at any protests. It supports protests in general. It doesn't make any difference there. Where else? So yeah, 3 people at a club basically. I don't think those 3 people were at the club. I think it was just general people that they found. I mean, the one girl saying that we need lockdown level 5 clearly doesn't have a job. Just saying. So yeah. And there is this big push. I'm sure you guys have heard the clubs that were shut down that Beketele found out about, and he went and he raided the club and spoke again about the second wave. But moving on, guys, here's something that maybe you guys may have missed in the news. There was an article about it, but I'll let the video speak for itself. So listen carefully to this.
The KwaZulu-Natal government says the reckless behavior of some people is threatening to derail the good work done by government to reduce the spread of the pandemic.
We can now safely say that we are definitely going back into a hard lockdown if there is no urgent and drastic change in behavior.
You hear that? We are definitely going into a lockdown if there is no drastic change in behavior. I feel like we're being scolded by our uncle or our parents, you know, like you guys have been playing with that toy a bit too long. You haven't been doing your homework, you know. You haven't been. I don't know why he sounds like some Western old man, but. But yeah, hold on, there's a question here from Gentle Inflatable saying, so 8 they closing clubs. So 8 they closing clubs. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Morning shot is that he might be seeing yellow. Might. Hello, Herman Rose. Thank you so much for tuning in, buddy. All right, so again, this is very scary to hear. I mean, if we look at the media headlines, there's been a big push for the second wave for the past 2 weeks. It's all the media has really been talking about, along with other stories like SENEKAL and gender-based violence, and obviously the Zando Commission and all that stuff has been in the news. But there's been almost a constant talk about the second wave. And this was released about, I think, last night or the day before, I can't remember, about this man saying, you know, if we don't abide by the rules, we're going to go back into lockdown. And it seems like the longer this has been going on, I think the second wave was brought up maybe 2 weeks ago. And since those past 2 weeks, the talking about the second wave has become more intense. It's become more prevalent in the news, which is worrying. So much so that even, and this is part of the same clip, by the way, apparently one of the news anchors was just doing a fundraiser. The president was at this fundraiser, and she had a moment to chat to the president. This is what she has to say.
Let me just jump in there and say, so as you say, a family meeting can go either way. So did you get a sense, he obviously is concerned, but is it going to be one of those grave family meetings where we'll be hearing the words with immediate effect?
I didn't get that sense, to be honest with you. He was very relaxed last night. It was actually good to see him in this kind of relaxed state, but he did say that he needs to warn South Africans. So at this point, I think, and again, you know, you never know what's really going on in the president's mind, because he is one of those individuals that tends to hide what's going on very, very well. But what he did say, and these were in his words, saying he feels he needs to warn South Africans because the numbers are climbing and we need a warning. We are not at this point, he said, going to be sort of punished almost or scolded or made to stay home or maybe move up a level. He didn't say move up a level, but he did say that he wants to warn South Africans, not necessarily take drastic action. So that's what I read into it. It was kind of like to wake South Africans up and say, I'm looking, I'm seeing you're misbehaving, I'm seeing that a lot of people are not abiding by what we've enforced and what we've said. and you need to watch out. Otherwise, that second wave will be sooner than we imagine.
More intense. Now, apparently, the president, for those of you who don't know, the president may be addressing us this week. And I've been speculating what might happen. I've been speculating a lot about what could happen. And this is my theory. And for those of you who follow me on Twitter, which I guess this might be a good time to tell you guys, if you want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description below. I put out a tweet earlier saying my prediction is this. The president will address us this week, and it'll be more like a warning, you know, like, hey, you've been playing with that toy a bit too much, and now I'm going to take it away from you if you don't put it down momentarily. And come November 15th, when the state of disaster is supposed to end, we might be going into a harsher lockdown. Now, notice how they use harsher lockdown. They're not saying lockdown level 3, lockdown level 5, nothing like that, no. They're saying harsher lockdown. And that can mean anything. We're in lockdown level 1 right now, so a harsher lockdown could be lockdown level 2 or lockdown level 3. It doesn't necessarily mean lockdown level 5, although that has been what the media has been spewing, is that it's going to be lockdown level 5, or they suspect it's lockdown level 5. I have a different theory, though. I think it's going to be lockdown level 3 with special terms and conditions. Much like what they did with lockdown level 3, what was it, lockdown level 3.1256, whatever it was, that new update that they gave the lockdown. I think that's what it's going to be. I think, and these are my predictions, and guys, I want to say this. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am dramatically and beyond. I hope I'm wrong. I just pray and hope that I am absolutely wrong. But I think that what might happen either on the 15th of November or the 15th of December is we will be put into a harsher lockdown, but they're going to call it lockdown level 3 with terms and conditions. And those terms and conditions will be basically what lockdown level 3 was, with the inclusion of no alcohol. From what I have seen on the media, they have been blaming people who are going out, people who are drinking, nightclubs. They're shutting them down, or at least closing them, giving them a warning, fining them. So I think they will completely do away with alcohol sales again. There will be no curfew. Like when I say curfew, I mean alcohol curfew. So like now you can buy alcohol, I think from like, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or something from Monday to Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken there, but you can't buy on the weekends, right? Now they're just going to take it completely away like they did before. And I don't know about cigarettes. I don't think they'll do that, and here's why. I think they will restrict movement again. I think they're going to maybe close down and say like no more traveling. I think they'll go back to that. I think they'll encourage people to stay inside again, all that stuff. And they'll leave us with the cigarettes so that everybody feels like, oh, well, it's not lockdown level 5 because we have cigarettes. The experts say that the second wave is expected in February or March of next year. And Ramaphosa is going to warn everyone and say, well, we might have it sooner than expected, right? So I'm hoping, I think what they're trying to do is say, like, we're going to have a second wave. Whether we like it or not, we're going to have a second wave. It's just a matter of when. And I hope it's not anytime soon, and I hope that it doesn't happen. But they're doing a very good job of making it look like the public isn't abiding by the rules. Now, this can be debated, and I think it's a very far more complex issue at hand than just saying, oh, the people aren't abiding. There's a lot of problems, there's a lot of issues. Communication is one. Apparently, not everyone in the townships and in South Africa in general are getting the news about the regulations. Apparently, this is what the news is saying. I cannot confirm this, I'm just repeating what they're saying. But there was something very interesting and something that I want you all to take note about. Is that, well, again, I'll let this clip speak for itself because this part pricked my ears.
Measures. And, it's the fact is that we can't go into a lockdown again. That would just be absurd. But the first lockdown also did not have the desired effect. It simply pushed out the rise of the curve of infection, but we got the infections nonetheless. And this is the way viruses work. So lockdowns are not in sync with the biology.
Yeah, that's
not in sync with the biology. That it pushed the wave, it delayed it. It doesn't stop the virus, people. Lockdowns and even World Health Organization, right? They recently, and I think a week or two ago, said that lockdowns don't work and they have a far more devastating effect on the economy. Even this guy, which, by the way, if you watch the entire interview, it's the same old BS, wear your masks and all that stuff, and we gotta be careful of the second wave and blah, blah, blah. But he neither confirms nor denies that there is a second wave. However, he does say that it is imminent if we do not abide by the rules. And you're going to see this a lot in many of the interviews that you watch on ENCA or SABC or any of the headlines. It's always the same narrative. Abide by the rules or we're going to have a second wave. Now, my gut instinct tells me, as I said, it's probably going to happen. We are going to go into a lockdown again. If this narrative keeps on being pushed out, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just relaying the information that I found out. However, if we don't go into a lockdown, awesome. I just hope that, I'm not one who's going to tell you don't wear your mask. I'm not one who's going to tell you, don't sanitize or whatever. I do think that maybe we should take some precautions at least. However, is this COVID-19 a terrible disease that is going to affect millions and kill millions and all that? Well, I don't know, and I don't think so. There is a recovery rate of 90% recovery rate, or 90.3% recovery rate. Some say it's higher. There are a lot more diseases that kill far more people than the COVID-19. So for me, I don't think it's that serious of a disease. I think it's been hyped up, and I think that recent studies have shown that it's been hyped up more than necessary. Honestly, if I get it, I'll try and survive it. One thing I do know, and as this man just stated, lockdowns are not a good idea. We're going to hurt more people than you could possibly imagine, than anyone could possibly imagine. In the last lockdown, suicides were a serious, serious problem, and Roman Kabinek was great to have one of the people that have researched and I think was part of a suicide hotline, if I'm not mistaken, come on his show and talk about the suicide rates. And I think they were taking the government to court as well. There's a big, big fight against the lockdowns, and I hope that it continues. However, the part that scares me is that this ANC doesn't care. You can bitch and you can moan all you want and say that the numbers don't support a lockdown. You can bitch and you can moan that they don't make sense, so the lockdown doesn't make sense. Then none of these regulations make sense. But since when have they ever cared? That's the problem. That's the fact. They don't care. Look at the first lockdown. They took away cigarettes. They didn't care. In a moment's notice, they took away alcohol. They didn't care. They don't care. If they want power, they're going to try and hold on to it for as long as possible. You don't believe me? Go ahead and watch some of these headlines. Go on to YouTube and watch SABC, ENCA. Find anything you can with the headline second wave, anywhere in the headline. And you'll see there's a push. You'll see that they're trying to fearmonger. You'll see that they're trying to get people to accept that the second wave is going to happen. And I think that Cyril Ramaphosa is going to give a warning about the second wave, that it's imminent, and that in 2 weeks, and maybe in 2 months, we will be in another hard lockdown, unfortunately. Now, I also want to bring up something else that I feel very strongly about. For those of you who are new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. And for those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, Thank you again for watching and staying with me. Now, some of you would have noticed that I've become a little bit more vocal about farm murders and farm attacks, and I've been following the Senekal story very, very closely. As a matter of fact, I made a 3-part series, very short videos about Senekal, and I would really like all of you to go and watch it if you haven't yet. The first part is called Senekal, Attack of the Mainstream Media, and then Senekal, Julius Strikes Back, and then Senekal, Return of the Farmers. You can find it on my YouTube homepage. There's a playlist, Senekal, you can find it there. But I just thought I would give you a bit of an update with what the president has said about Julius and the farm attacks that have been happening in South Africa. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys because on this side. I'm actually on his Twitter feed. Okay, so there you go. This is the president's. Well, this is not his personal Twitter feed, but it is the president's presidency South Africa. Okay, let me just refresh it just to make sure that it's the most recent post, if you will. So let's have a look here and look at what he said about the farm attacks. Okay, so let me just find it quickly. He said, response, debate, hybrid, whatever. We have here. Okay, so today he did a newsletter about. I'll get to that in a moment. President Republic of South Africa, the African Union. Okay, cool. Let's see here. We congratulate the signatures. Groundbreaking. Okay, cool. Recorded message, African Union again, African reports, is economic recovery plan, AU again. He did a fundraiser. He did another fundraiser, but this wasn't for the farmers. This was for AU, COVID-19 response fund. That's what it was for. Let's see what else. Okay, so this is still not too far along. Let's see here. Deputy President, okay, no. Okay, geez, guys. You want to know why we can't find anything about the farmers or the farm attacks? I'll tell you why. Because he hasn't said anything. He said nothing. Nothing since after Julius said what he said on stage about how there are no farm attacks. That's what Julius said. There are no farm attacks happening in South Africa. All right. Does this president condone that? Nope. You can go on his Twitter feed and see, because it takes 2 seconds to send out a tweet and say, hey, Julius, shut up. But no, instead, what he does is he writes this frickin' Magarva, whatever you want to call it. All right, it's basically crap. You can see this was posted 9 hours ago. All right, now, let's see. And for the sensitive viewers, I'm sorry, but let's see what it says. Okay, you'll see I highlighted here, so you're immediately going to go there. But he's talking about public transportation, okay? And this big plan to fix public transportation, part of the whole economic whatever crap that he's come up with, right? Unfortunately, let me zoom in so that you guys can actually see what it says here, okay? Unfortunately, public transport continues to be plagued by challenges. Some are the legacy of apartheid development, but many are contemporary and persistent. So he's once again blaming apartheid for public transport being insufficient. Because you'll see here, he says that a few people, or a lot of people in South Africa, don't have access to public transport, and those that do have access to public transport, public transport isn't exactly up to scratch. It's according to 2015 figures, by the way, not 2020, not 2019, 2015 figures. Let's take those stats, okay, because they're still relevant. Around 2/3 of households who use public transport, this is what I'm reading, travel by minibus taxi. A quarter travel by bus and 10% by train. Okay, that's in 2015. Okay, in our country, a vast majority do not have access to private cars. The provision of efficient, reliable, safe, and affordable public transport is critical to our people's everyday lives. I agree. That's a statement I agree with, right? But then he says, "Oh, but it's apartheid's fault. And there's other problems too, but it's apartheid as well, And then he goes on to talk about, there was a tragic accident 2 weeks ago. 16 people were killed in a minibus. And then he goes on to basically scold the taxi industry. Then he goes on to see here, the taxi industry can and must play an important role in the government's ultimate objective of improving the daily experiences of commuters, though the establishment of integrated rapid transport service networks in the metro cities, towns, and rural districts. Through the establishment of integrated rapid transport service networks in the metro cities, towns, and rural districts. When public transport is unsafe, unreliable, and costly, it also affects the economic activity. Given that about 4 in 10 workers use public transport to reach their workplaces, these challenges have knock-on effects on productivity, labor relations, and business functioning. All true statements. There's nothing wrong with what he's saying, except for the fact that he says this part, as part of the program to build a new economy, which we see a lot of, he's saying that a lot, a new economy all the time. We are working with all stakeholders, always hear about these stakeholders, but you never see them on TV, to improve the state of public transport. This is necessary if we are to expand manufacturing, increase local production, stimulate small business activity, and create more job opportunities. Actually, you know what's going to create more job opportunities, Mr. President? Opening the frickin' economy and taking away BEE. Yeah, I said it. Give us a free market, then maybe you'll see some, and also stop looting. That actually, maybe you should start there. Stop stealing funds. Stop it. Just get control of your ANC. Stop doing it. Grow some cojones, Mr. President. But no. Why do that when you're probably going to lose your money? And then the rest is pretty much mumbo jumbo. You guys can, go onto the president's Twitter and go have a look at it yourself. And just in case there's some people out there that might say, yeah, but you weren't really on the president's page, and maybe the president did say something about the farm murders, because you weren't really on his actual page. Okay, I'll go to his actual page. Let's see if he said anything about farm murders, especially about what Cyril said about there being no farm attacks. Let's see. Let's just have a look here. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's at the African Union again. There's his little national taxi thing that I just read to you guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, we congratulate all signatories for agreeing to groundbreaking. Okay, that's not ceasefire somewhere. Okay, bravo. I call them both donors. He's asking for money, just by the way, for his little fundraiser thing that he did. Let's see, more AU, all these little video snippets. I won't even bother opening any of them. Let's see. We have to take advantage of the dramatic changes. I don't know, that's kind of worrying if you ask me. Stimulus, this is what the frick? Okay, so the presidential employment stimulus is unprecedented in its scale and breadth, involving a public investment of 100 billion rand over the next 3 years. It scares me when they talk about money. It really does. And they're still fighting corruption. Corruption isn't like, it's not like it's, we beat corruption, now we can trust us with your money. No. It's not how it works. I'm just coming. Okay, so this is the 15th. So this letter of 100 rand or whatever, 100 billion rand was on the 19th. So that's after the events of SENEKAL, nothing there. Oh, and of course he says, I wish you and your wife a safe and restful and speedy recovery from COVID-19. That's the health minister that got COVID-19. But does he wish any condolences to any of the farmers that lost livestock, land in that devastating fire? No, not one mention of it in his entire timeline. Look, I don't think I need to show you guys anymore. You guys get the picture, right? Yeah. So that's what's been happening. There's nothing much. I mean, there's other shit, but second wave, and Cyril Ramaphosa doesn't give a damn about the farmers. He doesn't. Not one little quick tweet of 200 characters saying, "Julius, how could you? What you said was wrong." You know, or my condolences to the Brendan Horner family. You know, my condolences to the farmers at the moment that are suffering because 130 hectares of land was burnt. You know, no mention of, okay, this is what we're going to do now, guys. We're going to get our funds together and we're going to help these farmers. No, not one mention. Maybe other ministers said something. I don't know. But in my opinion, if there's anyone that should say something, it's the president, because his country is burning down and it looks like he doesn't give a damn. All he's doing is sitting in front of international leaders and pretending like everything's hunky-dory when it's actually not. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm still going to stay on a bit longer. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys? Let me see what some of you guys have said. I'm going to go back a bit. By the way, guys, if you want to support my channel, please consider giving a super chat. It'd be greatly appreciated. Or please also become a member for as little as 10 Rand, guys, for as little as 10 Rand. And if you, actually, let me also get your opinion, guys. Did you enjoy this? I mean, I know Morning Shot isn't with us at the moment. He's taking a week off. I thought, hey, let me fill in the gap. If you guys enjoyed this, give me a yes, give me a thumbs up, give me something in the chats, and I'll think about doing this tomorrow. I'll pick some quick headlines and discuss it quickly with you guys if you're keen, if you're interested. Otherwise, yeah. But like I said, I'm probably not as good as Ramon, but hey, I'm trying. And I also, yeah, I'll try and do it tomorrow, but I'll definitely do it on Wednesday probably. Like I said, for those of you who may have tuned in a bit late, Ramon will be joining me on one of these days, on one of the 5 o'clock things. I'll be leaving that event up later, so you guys can tune in. He will be joining. He doesn't know though that he is. That's the thing though. He doesn't know. And if you ask him, are you joining Joe on a morning shot like, you know, Tuesday or Wednesday Whinedown? He's gonna say no. He's gonna say, nah, I know nothing about it. I'm on holiday. But he'll be here. You'll see. He'll be here. I'll show you. I got something special. All right, so I'm just checking up on the comments here. Do you think that everyone will allow it though? I see protests if they do hit us with another strict lockdown. I don't think it's going to be as harsh as level 5. I think they're mentioning level 5 to scare you, so that when they say, oh, it's lockdown level 3 with a few added restrictions, you're like, oh, well, at least it's not level 5. That's what I think they're going to do. That's my prediction. I hope I'm wrong either way. I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's no lockdown. But yeah. Someone, Lynn Duplessis, has become a member. Thank you so much, Lynn, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. And someone disliked this video. I guess they didn't like what I had to say about Cyril Ramaphosa. Maybe it was Cyril Ramaphosa himself. I don't know. But yeah. All right. So let's see. Germany went back to lockdown, and the Germans know what's up. Well, there's a lot of European countries apparently that have gone back onto a harsher lockdown. But remember, no one had as harsh as a lockdown as we did. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 other countries that were just as strict. But basically, our lockdown level 3 was Europeans' harsh lockdown. Just remember that. So yeah. I asked my doctor when COVID will end. He said he doesn't know. He isn't a politician. That's a good one. Yeah, that's what we want here. Yanni has shared my Senekal series. Thank you, Yanni. Maybe share it again. But yeah. Thank you, Robin. I loved all of those. You put those videos together very, very well. Well done. Great editing skills. Thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, please consider giving a bit of a donation and supporting my channel for those of you who are keen to do so. And thank you very much for the sweet, kind words. Look, I did it again. I don't know. I felt that there's a version of the story not being told, and I felt that people needed to hear it. And I hope that it goes far and wide. But remember, guys, I need you to share these videos, those videos of Senekal, because YouTube sure as hell is not doing it. So if you can help, that would be great. Jackie saying, if public transport was so bad in apartheid, why wasn't it fixed in the past 26 years? That's my point. That is my point. That is my point exactly. It's always, oh, let's blame apartheid, even though ANC, was in power for 26 years. And then you're going to have people who are going to say, yeah, but it's going to take generations to fix what apartheid did. No, it's not. No, it is not. I'm sorry, but if you believe that it's going to take generations to fix what happened in apartheid, you have been sold a lie. Whoever told you that is lying to you. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you will be released from... Sorry, Siri, I don't know why. The sooner you will start seeing all this BS that's behind the mainstream media pushing this shit. Listen to the foreigner ANC. Okay. That too. I know he hasn't. I think the only thing he did was a letter after 6th of October, which I do have a response to. And I do have a link in that video's... Sorry, the video I did was my response to the president's letter about what happened on the 6th of October when the farmers allegedly, threw over a cop car and everybody made a big hoo-ha about it. So he released a letter after that, on the Monday after that, and I had a response to it. So you can go check that out as well on my channel. But he hasn't really said anything else about it. I've been keeping a close eye. Let's see here. Yeah, we get the picture. You're not getting any super chats to pay for your parking hot dogs. Yeah. You pay license fees to Ramon. Crap. Now Ramon's... You're giving Ramon ideas now. I'm like a substitute, man. That's all it is. I'm a substitute. That's all. Looks good, Joe. Thanks, man. He can't beg for money and admit to farm murders and chaos to the IMF. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I see a lot of people like the Bruce saying, well, I stocked up anyway to be safe, never know when with these comments. Yeah. Okay, here is what we want to talk about. 1, your broken car. 2, coffee. And 3, doggy. Alright, let's see. Talk about my broken car. I fixed it. 2, coffee. Had it this morning. And 3, dogging. Don't Google that. There we go. We spoke about it. It's done. I would like to hear the reasons. Previous reasons were debunked by HWO, and in 213 days out of 21, the health services is still a screw up. Well, you see, this is what the one guy was saying is, the lockdown was supposed to prepare South Africa and get the health, the hospitals ready and stuff like that. And people seem to think that a lockdown is going to stop the virus. It's not going to stop the virus, guys. It's not. It's not. It's going to prolong the infections or the rate of infections. That's all it's going to do. Virus is here. And whether or not you believe in the virus or not is irrelevant. The point is that when it comes to lockdowns, World Health Organization has condemned them. So if the ANC wants to go into a lockdown, which, by the way, I can't even fathom how they can come up with a valid excuse, because it is well known that even when we had a harsh lockdown, there were a lot of people who weren't listening to it. The townships weren't really on the lockdown. People were asking, like, how can people that are in townships really have a harsh lockdown? Or did we forget about this? Did we forget that that was a topic that was debated? And that the military were trying to instill this lockdown? And that people like Colin's cause lost their lives at the hands of people that were supposed to protect us, by the way. And by the way, he still hasn't gotten any justice. That family still hasn't gotten any justice. So don't sit there and pretend, for those of you who want to believe that the ANC is doing well, is doing good. Oh, they're trying. No, they don't care. They want to hold on to this power for as long as possible. Ramon says this all the time. I'm starting to think he's right. Let's see here. The joking atheist. I don't know. Wait, let me read this first. Alright, I'll let you guys giggle at that one. My aunt just walked into the house. Need to go and fetch my earpiece, or I might just start thinking of taking LSD. Herman Rose, thank you once again, Herman, for the 35 Rand super chat. It's very nice of you. And a nice little joke there. Let's see, ICZA asking, why is German impossible to get a hold of? Looks like he's worse at admin than Paratus. I don't know. You'll need to try and get him at one of his streams. Is the NHI bill really going to happen? Well, EWC seems like it's on the way. Could that be a sign or a hint? Tony Nagy saying 99.9% recovery rate. Yeah, I've heard this as well. I'm just quoting what the news said when I said 90.3% recovery rate. That's what the news said, so that if somebody wants to have a fanny wobble at me, I have the clip. I can easily find it and be like, here, this is what the news said, 90.3% recovery rate. And as I said, some people say 99%. So look at this day. Like, there's so many things going around. There's so many stories. There's so many people worried about this and that, and everybody's panicking, and everybody's going to panic, and it's. I think that's the most frustrating thing for me, is I know that if we go into another lockdown, a lot of people cannot survive another lockdown, mentally, physically. So I don't know. Like I said, guys, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really, if I ever wanted to be wrong about a prediction, this is it. I really hope I'm wrong. It's closer to 99.3. Okay, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying I'm quoting what the news said, because there's some people that are gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, look, Joe's spreading fake news," and it's like, no. I'm quoting what the news said. The news said this. So I never said I believe it. I'm just quoting them. I never said I believe it. So yeah. Yeah. So what else do you guys want to talk about in our closing few minutes? I think in about 10-ish minutes I'll be closing this off. What do you guys think? Do you want me to do this again tomorrow? I'll choose some headlines we can talk about. Try and keep you guys updated. I'll see if the president has announced if he's going to or when he's going to address us. So yeah. Thank you all so much, by the way, those of you that tuned in. I see there are 29 likes, which is great. Thank you so much. 1 dislike, that's fine. That's probably haters. But yeah. Yes, Mr. Rogan, do it again tomorrow. All right, cool. Yes, please share the Senekal series. Thank you, Eleutheria. Where's Yanni? Did he just drop off? It's fine. But thank you, Eleutheria, Beth, for doing that. Please also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, but also subscribe to Eleutheria. She does great work, and yeah. I don't want headlines, I want comedy. Give me comedy, biatch. Well, I do have comedy on this channel for those of you who are interested. This week, I do have Comedians Roast the Headline, which is a lot of fun. We roast headlines that we see around the world that we think are funny, and it's always a great amount of fun. So please join us. The dislike disappeared. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There's some people that dislike it and then like, I don't know. I just, at the end of the day, dislike doesn't really matter. Didn't bring us down completely, so maybe the second one will. Well, I hope not. I don't want that to happen. I think a lot of people don't want that to happen. Gert, I'm not going to put your comment up, but it's funny. Oh, man. All right. So, in closing, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I don't want to cause panic. I want to say this. I don't want to cause panic. But at the same time, I'm curious to know what you guys think. So maybe in the comments, leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Do you think we're going to go into a hard lockdown? If so, do you think it's going to be level 3, level 4, level 5? Like I said, I don't think it's going to be that harsh. I think they're going to allude to a harsh lockdown, but at the end of the day, it's going to be lockdown level 3 with a few more terms and conditions. And yeah, do I think it's going to happen? Unfortunately, yes. Do I know when it's going to happen? No. My theory is either 15th of November or 15th of December. One of those two, somewhere there. Maybe January. Maybe. But it is going to happen, I think. From what I can see from the media, from what I can see about what's being said, it seems like they're just trying to warn everyone. And as we saw, Cyril Ramaphosa is going to come out and warn the public that we've been bad children. Bad children. Bad. So, yeah. Yeah, level 2.5. I think that's what's probably gonna happen. That's not a bad idea, Tony. I like that. Think about it. Oh, man. All right, so I think I will see you guys here again at 5 o'clock tomorrow, so please let people know. I think some of you... Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Yeah, Lynette saying possibly much stricter curfew. I think so. Oh yeah, I think that's definitely it. There's no alcohol, stricter curfew, and probably no traveling between provinces. I think those three are definitely going to happen. Not too sure about the traveling one, but I do suspect that there's going to be like a longer curfew. So like from 8 till 6 o'clock in the morning. So 8 p.m. to 6 o'clock in the morning, and no alcohol. I definitely think that those two are going to happen. Yeah. Please, guys, go check out that series and share it far and wide, please. Thank you, Eleutheria, for sharing it. And subscribe to Eleutheria as well. Cool. So, what else can I tell you? I think that's it. You know, I'm gonna see if you guys want to say anything else in the closing few minutes. And once again, I want to thank you guys for watching and joining me. It's great to see some of you have joined. I don't know if Ramon stuck around, but if you did, thanks, buddy. I hope you were impressed or you know, entertained, if I can put it that way. But we'll see. Okay, so IZA thinks 10 to 5 a.m. Maybe, because right now it's midnight, right? It's midnight to 4 a.m. So maybe 10, yeah. But you see, that's the thing. They're targeting the restaurants and the bars that have been open and saying that the bars and restaurants have become hotspots for the spreading of the disease. So that's why I think it might be even earlier. So yeah. You are most welcome. I'll be back tomorrow 5 p.m. Why not? Might as well. The Brew, thoughts on US elections. That's coming up, guys, in like just over a week. And you know what? I'll talk about it tomorrow at 11. That's what I'll do. Sorry, at 11. I'll talk about it at 5 p.m. tomorrow for the Tuesday Whinedown. That's what we'll do. Yes. With Joe Emilio. Yeah. Probably. Absolutely, probably. Well, how are people going to react? Who knows? I'm worried about that, to be honest. How are people going to react if they do enforce it? And the question is when? When will they? Because like I said, it's either November, December, maybe January. But yeah. Can I vote in the US elections? Are you supposed to register? Blah, blah, blah. Yep, I was supposed to have registered, I think 2, 3, 4 months ago, somewhere there. I did not know that until Chris White told me. I asked him about a month ago. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to vote this year. I wanted to, but it's fine. I am going to vote in the South African elections, though. That is something I'm definitely going to do. How many days to elections? It's the 3rd, I believe. 3rd of November. I see the Bruce says 4th. I think it's the 3rd. So probably the 4th our day, I think, because of the time difference. But yeah, it's the 3rd in America, 3rd of November. Yeah, I'll give you my thoughts tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, over a week. Yep, whoops indeed. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure Chris White will put in my vote for me. Not really. You can't vote for me. But who knows? Yep. Yep. EFF still wants to move the voting for next year. They don't want it to happen next year. I think they're still discussing that. So yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to cut it there, guys. Yes, I did. I didn't steal it. I expropriated it without compensation. I'm sorry, Ramon. Look, I'm only doing this. I'm only doing this while he's gone. I thought, hey, why not? If there's people who want to join in, awesome. If there isn't, obviously, I'm not like Ramon. I don't have the sexy voice, as someone on Twitter asked. Literally, someone on Twitter asked, "Do you have a sexy voice?" And I said, "No, but I have an American accent." So yeah, but but yeah, I will fill in the gap this week, and yeah, come join me. We'll talk about the headlines. We'll talk about certain things happening, and if the president does address us, I'll also do a live feed of that on this channel and give you my thoughts. Yeah, I'll be following these stories quite closely, as well as the events of SENEKAL and the farmers. Oh, yes, let me actually update you guys tomorrow as well with that. There's been some updates about SENEKAL as well. I don't think people are going to be happy about what's happening, but yeah, there's some developments with that as well. So I'll update you guys on that tomorrow because I'm following that story quite closely. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. I know you're not complaining. Yeah, I know you're not complaining. So, oh yeah, Eleutheria, no Estrol. No, I won't be Estrolling this time. I actually want to listen. So what I noticed last time when I did the Estrol, and for those of you who don't know, you can go and check it out. It's like basically one long meme. But last time I did Estrolling on the president, I actually realized that I didn't hear a word of what he said because I was so busy like moving stuff around and making fun and all that stuff, and making images look funny and stuff. So I actually, at the end of the stream, I was like, so what did he say? But this time I actually want to listen to what he's saying, and I want to be able to give feedback on what he's saying. So I will not be Estrolling this time, unfortunately. But I might still be able to do it, just not live. I'll let you ponder on that. Anyway, let me go. Oh, before I go, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I do have 2 more streams tonight. I am talking with Quentin Ferreira about the psychology of genocide, and then that's at 7 p.m., so in an hour. And at 8:30, I will be with Robert Jugan, also known as Umarbane, who some of you may have seen on Ramon's channel. He's been on my channel a few times, some other channels as well. It's a sit-down and lockdown show where I interview performers and entertainers, and I am going to be the guest this time around, and Rob is going to be the guest host. So he's going to be asking comedy career, and we're just going to have a bit of fun and talk a lot of crap. So if you want to join us, please do. That's at 8:30, 7 p.m. with Quentin Ferreira, talking about the psychology of genocide. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you back here at 5 p.m. So do join me. Do tell your friends that I am the substitute for Morning Shot at 5 p.m. this whole week. And we'll discuss some important things happening in South Africa and maybe have a bit of fun at the same time too. And if I don't see you then, and if I don't see you later, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.
Hey guys, so if you enjoyed the show, please consider giving it a like and a share. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new to my channel. And if you really enjoyed the content, feel free to join and become a member. Don't forget about my fight against cancel culture. That's in the link in the description below. Support my fight against cancel culture. Go to that link and all the information is there. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching.